Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fearless Friday with your hosts, Vannessa Lindsey and Sidney Johnson. Empowering to live fearlessly through authentic conversations that inspire purpose and action. I'm your resident DJ Willie Wood, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Well, good morning, or good afternoon out there on the East Coast. Hey, you got your guy, Sidney Johnson. Lord, this is going to be a magnificent day today, and I'm so excited. Look, guys, so you do not get confused, I have online Vannessa and Vannessa. So for the day's purposes, right, the lady in the middle, in the center of it all is Vannessa Mitchell. And then I got my girl, my co-host, Vannessa Lindsey. So listen, special for the day, and let me just take it back some years. Vannessa, I actually even remember when you guys was in Alaska, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And I remember calling Mike one time and had to be every bit of probably at 2:00 in the morning because he sounded not too happy when he answered the phone, but he stomached me for that minute. So listen, guys, Vannessa Mitchell is none other than the beautiful wife of Michael Mitchell, one of my childhood friends back from the day of Spring Lake, North Kakalaki, and along with the rest of his family. And hey, it's just wonderful having you on today. The reason why she's so special, folks, is because of her journey, and you'll get to know her journey today. And a part of that is the fact that her and her partner, Jeanette, run what we call the Flow Authentically relaxation system. And she'll break it all down to you, but it's like going to a spa, both in your mind, in your spirit, and inside your heart, all at the same time. In fact, even while I was doing some of the background and everything, I got so relaxed just reading and looking at what the ladies was going through. The first thing that came to my mind was, Kathy, baby, I'm going to pack your bags. You are going to Georgia, and you're going to be out there relaxing, sitting on top of the pool on your float, meditating and just relaxing and thanking God for all that is, all at the same time. So none other than the lady of the hour, we have Vannessa Mitchell. Good morning, Miss Vannessa. Good afternoon.
Hello. This is so amazing and awesome. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this opportunity. And so I guess to start off, one of the questions you asked me, who am I? Who
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 are
who
you?
am I?
Tell
And
us.
without all the titles, wife, mother, hairstylist, entrepreneur, co-founder, I would simply say that I'm a woman who loves deeply, a woman of integrity,
Amen.
compassionate, caring, spiritual. I value peace, truth, growth, and meaningful connection. So,
Mm.
and one of the things I learned through my own, I guess, know thyself journey is that who I am is much deeper than what I do.
And so,
So,
with all that you do and all that you are, how do you keep that peace? Because that's a whole lot of stuff you got going on there. And it's just
That's a
like
lot
all
you
these
got
things.
going on,
It's a lot
Vannessa.
going
We
on.
can
Yes, it is.
appreciate that.
Yes. So
um,
how does that peace look like? How do you keep that peace, and what do you do to get that peace?
well, peace is definitely something that comes from within. A lot of times we are looking for peace outside externally, but it definitely comes from within. And so, doing the work and understanding that balance is totally required. Um, it may be work, um, but the work is worth it when you can finally find yourself in a place of joy, um, which is also something you intentionally and purposefully seek. But peace is that thing that when you have done some work on healing the mind, body, and spirit, it is something that you just don't really want to go away from. It becomes the new normal.
Yes. And so, if you have someone who's overstressed, what does some of that work look like? Because sometimes when you say that work, you're like, oh my gosh. I got a whole lot to do. So what does some of that work look like? What are some things you would recommend?
I think first of all, and we'll talk about this, the first thing that we have to become is aware. I think awareness is the beginning of transformation. Knowing that you are overwhelmed, you are full of anxiety. I think sometimes that becomes normal. It's a natural thing because we're in such survival mode. And we've been in survival mode for so long that it's natural for us. And so at some point, we have to get to a place where we can say, this doesn't feel good. And when
Doesn't
you
feel
get to
good.
that, this doesn't feel good. But you can only get to that point when you become still. And some of that work is what we do is breath work, and because this is the beginning of the show, we could do a little bit of breath work if you like,
Okay.
just to have an idea of what it feels like to slow down,
Okay, that'd be nice.
and kind of feel some of that peace.
Oh,
So
that would
Yes,
be
ma'am.
wonderful.
okay,
Yes.
so from there, so we can just kind of, and I invite everyone who's watching into a very simple breathing practice called box breathing. One of the things we practice through flow, faith, love, oneness, wellness, is awareness and presence. Our breath is one of the simple ways to bring our attention out of everything that is happening around us, um, and back into this particular moment. So, box breathing follows four equal parts. We inhale for four, we hold for four, and then we exhale and hold again. So today we're going to use the count of four. And so if your feet are flat or wherever you are, your spine is straight, your shoulders are relaxed, spine is lengthened, unclench your jaw, and simply notice your breath. Let's begin. Inhale for four and exhale. I'm sorry, hold for four at the top. Two, three, four. Exhale. One, two, three, four, and hold. Two, three, four. Again, inhale. Two, three, four. Hold. Two, three, four. Exhale. Two, three, four, and hold. Two, three, four. Last time. Inhale. Two, three, four, and hold. Two, three, four. And now allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. Notice how you feel. Notice your body. Notice the present moment. And that's what basically breathing will do for you. But a lot of times we don't know how to breathe. We breathe, we don't, we don't, our bellies should be expanding when we inhale,
Hmm.
and it should be falling as we exhale. And when you're not breathing properly, it creates blood pressure issues. It literally stops the energy from flowing throughout the body. It stops oxygen, which can cause sickness. So taking the time to breathe is very, very important.
And the one thing you mentioned that was really important too is that we don't know how to breathe. We think we know how to breathe, and then sometimes when you say inhale, we put here inhale, and then we let our stomach goes in, right? But it's supposed to be
Right.
the opposite, like the
It's the
babies breathe. Yes,
opposite.
yes.
Yes.
But
I
no one
mean,
teaches you that, and it's
and
like,
so you can do that by putting your hand on your chest and putting your hand on your belly. And what's in your when your belly is when you inhale, and we think the belly is expanding, but it's coming from a diaphragmatic your diaphragm. So as you inhale, feel the belly rise, and then as you exhale, the belly falls as well as the chest.
and is that
So
something you have to think about that. It's not. We would think it's natural, but you really have to think about that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's why the breath and keeping your mind on your breath, it takes your mind off of all the other things that's going on outside of you.
Mm,
Exactly right.
yes,
Wow.
that's right. 'Cause you're focusing
Hmm.
on that. That's right.
Imagine, because when you're listening to yourself breathe, you will literally have to intentionally block off outside noise. I was watching a show the other day, and they was put in a place where there was absolutely no sound.
Mm.
Mm,
And that could be disturbing
yes.
to the spirit when you're
Yes.
used to nothing but the noise of existence, as opposed to the peace of tranquility, and to be able to become very relaxed in your state of being and getting to know yourself from internally. So this is really good. This is
Hmm.
really
Yes.
Yeah. Taking that time to do that. Again, you have to be aware to even pull aside,
good. Yeah.
to even just be still. So when people say just breathe, they're literally just saying, pay attention to the breath and calm. It just calms you down. It takes you from a place of anxiety to a place of rest and relaxation.
So I know with the podcast, we did what 3 or 4 rounds of breathing. How many
Mhm.
rounds of breathing do you recommend to be
Right.
done?
Um, you
That's
could,
good.
yeah, okay, you could do that for, first of all, once you start, we only did a round of 4. It can go up to inhaling 8, but you have to work yourself up to that. So I would say, starting off in the morning, if you can do about a good 3 to 5 minutes of breath work, um, will take you a long way. And then as you go through the day, if you want to pull aside to do that, you could do it as well until you work your way up.
Okay. And one thing we didn't get to
Gotcha.
is how did you get into this? What made you decide to get into breath work? Tell us a little bit more
Right.
about. Matter of fact, you said something. I was like, well, what does that mean? What the acronym? You said flow. What's the meaning of flow? Tell us about flow.
Okay, so Flow is a community that my friend and business partner, Jeanette Jackson, who also is the owner of Weather Not Worn. I was her
Shouts out to
influencer.
Jeanette.
Shout out to Jeanette,
Did you say weathered,
definitely.
not worn? I like that. Okay.
Weather Not Worn, yes. So I was a customer initially for years, and I had made an appointment because she see you privately. So, and we had a conversation about health and wellness. She had just came out of the school system. She was an assistant principal, and starting her business full time was somewhat wearing on her. And she just asked me, "What are you doing? Um, what are you doing?" So for me, I'm 56 years old, and um, she was like,
Beautiful. Oh, go ahead.
she was like, "Okay, I need to know when you come in here, or when I see you, you're always peaceful. Your skin is glowing. So I need to know what's going on." And that really started our conversation. And I invited her to um, this thing that I was doing. I had started. It's called Soul Searching Saturday Conversations. And you talk about Fearless Friday. I had
Mm.
held on to that for 2 years and
Wow.
finally decided to um, go for it. Let's just see. So Soul Searching Saturday Conversations happens on Saturday morning at 6 a.m. when people want to sleep in, when people don't want to get up. And I think maybe a couple of months had gone by. Um, she showed up. And when she showed up, she's she's been there ever since. And we've been doing this for about 4 years, four
Wow.
years, five
Is
years.
that something that you do online? So if other people wanted to show up, they could show up and
It is virtual, and we have made that a part of Flow.
okay.
So that happens every Saturday morning at 6 a.m., where a group of women of like minds come together and we share topics and we conversate about things that help us become who we have been really and truly called to be, the very best versions of ourselves. We go deep. We ask the hard questions. And that's something that she joined us on. And from that moment forward, uh, we have been connected. And so she literally was sitting on the beach one day and asking some questions she had gotten still. And flow came to her: faith, love,
Mm,
oneness, wellness. And so we basically
Faith,
put
love, oneness, and wellness. Faith.
faith,
that's powerful.
love, oneness, and wellness.
Okay,
Yes.
Wow.
beautiful. Okay.
Um, Faith is gives us something to trust, um, someone
Mm,
beyond ourselves. It gives us hope and reminds us of where we are today and where um, um, we don't necessarily have to remain. And then love is what binds everything together. Love of self, love of one another, um, and compassion, and basically and truth. And then we have oneness, which is the connection part for us. It's becoming one within ourselves, um, where our thoughts, values, and actions begin to agree. It's also recognizing our connection to God, to one another, and to something greater than ourselves. And then we have wellness. And wellness is what we is wholeness. It's wholeness. Is how we nourish ourselves, how we
mm.
move, how we think, how we rest, how we manage our emotions, and care for ourselves spiritually. And basically, those are some of the things that all the things we talk about on Soul Searching Saturday Conversation, so that we may move into a place of authenticity.
Mm.
Wow.
Um, and so yeah, we started Flow, and we've been flowing ever since.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so Flow is literally a rescue center.
You know,
Now, let me tell you this. I mean, the way you're bringing this, right, and that vibe with it, there's a place for you globally.
oh,
Listen to me. There is a place for you globally. The daughters that I have online with me right now, they're looking at me and they're
hey
listening to you.
daughters.
They come from, they say, hey, daughters. Y'all say, hey. So, one, I'm started off just as my linguist, and she was just a little young lady. So
Mm,
when we did the child rescue, and I had to interview the girls so they won't be intimidated. I put them outside in a very natural environment, and we
mm-hmm.
had a tree in the schoolyard that had flowers behind. I said that's the perfect spot. Well, Zainab would sit right beside me, and then so she would speak to them in Maasai, what we call Ma,
Mm-hmm.
and then the children would answer back, but it was an easy flowing. I didn't lean in. I did my posture. But a part of what we was doing there also was a form of yoga that
Yes.
another friend of mine, he's an ex-U.S. Marine,
Mm-hmm.
and he was embedded with us. His name is Andrew. He's in Fayetteville, matter of fact, area right now. And him and his wife, who's Kenyan, about to go back. But he would do yoga with the kids, just
Mm.
at the point of, because the children that we was rescuing they had preconditioned stimuli. I mean, they had PTSD for
Yeah.
real from FGM, female genital mutilation, and forced marriage. And so we would, try all types of stuff, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, there is a place for you globally, and
Yeah.
flow can literally flow. And as Dr. Carr says, streams from the river.
Mm.
So there are
Mhm.
streams that I see you're going, you and Jeanette are be able to expand upon, even if it's just online. So yeah, this idea is coming to me right now because it's just that's what it is. And I come from that very stressed type of environment, and we think
Mm-hmm.
if you don't watch it, you think something's wrong with you. Yeah, something wrong with you. You need to
Oh, something's
flow.
wrong with all of us. Stress is so real
Yeah.
for all of us,
Yeah.
and it's regardless of where we come from, some way, shape, or form.
That's
It's
why I
real.
call her
Yeah.
a rest. What you
Uh
got
huh.
going on literally is a rescue center. Also, I
Mm-hmm.
was online yesterday with a friend of mine named Zochi Young. I hope he's listening. When I called him, I didn't know if he was in the States or not. He happened to be in Nairobi, but he does
Mm.
missions back and forth to Ethiopia doing the same thing because the whole concept was to rescue ourselves and get to know who we are through a
Mm,
flow process.
that's a
And
Oh
flow.
my
here it is. You
goodness.
got it.
Yes.
So
And
it's this is not new, I know, but and I'm going to belabor and move back. But yeah, I mean, like I told you yesterday, when just going over your site, I started feeling relaxed, you know, and then me and my wife started having a conversations early in the morning. I woke her up with the conversation. So we
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Yeah.
We do thank you. Our community thanks you.
That
We
vibration
applaud
through the website, just the vibration coming
you.
off
Right. We
this
applaud you.
website. Yes, yes, yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
yes.
And that's the thing, because we're not seeking perfection. We're just creating a space for wholeness. Because a lot of times people think they got to
Powerful.
come a particular way. You know, that's not the case. And I think he when we talk about flow, faith, love, oneness, and wellness, I think one of the questions was, how does, surrender differ from giving up? Um,
Mm,
because
Mm.
sometimes we get in a state, again, where it just seems normal that I'm in a state of survival mode. And that
wow.
question I thought was
That's us.
really
Yeah.
amazing, because giving up. When I thought about the question, giving up means you shut down. And to me, surrender requires strength, where people may think that's the opposite. So surrender says, um, I don't have to force this. I can become still enough to listen, because we're not still enough to listen, to trust, and to discern my next move. Surrender isn't necessarily inactivity. And when you think of yoga, you think of the stillness and nothing's happening, but everything is happening. I
Mhm.
mean, the fascia, you're stretching, the body is stretching, you're allowing blood to flow throughout. You are taking your mind off of the outside to the internal part of you. And so sometimes surrender tells us to be still, and sometimes that stillness gives us clarity, again, to move. Surrender leaves room for possibility, and
Leaving
giving up
room.
it, giving up closes the door.
And so,
And
is
that's
there a
that's
general
what we
way you walk people through that? Because when you talk about surrender, sometimes you're telling people give up everything you know, everything that you've been through, everything in your life. So, is there a slow process? What type of things do you take people through? Because I know you just automatically say just surrender. It's like what
mm-mm.
you're telling me to change
It's
my
a
whole
process
being,
through
and
surrender.
right. And so,
No, no, no.
how would you walk somebody through? I want you to surrender. I need to let this go, but it can't happen overnight
And what are
because
you
there's a ripple
surrendering
effect.
to? You know,
Mm.
what are we surrendering to? What's your give us the baseline? Walk us through that process. That's good.
Yes.
Well, and so and we do a lot of this again on Soul Searching Saturday conversations. These women have been through with us. They started, and a lot of them. Okay, I'm not a morning person. I don't do morning, but they come and they get
Mhm.
hooked. They do not. They show up. I mean, I was
Look,
on
I
the
seen
phone.
your groups. I get it, and
They were on.
it was every shade of what we are, and they was lined up. I mean, for real.
Oh, we got
and
to
it's
check
and
this
it's
out.
and it's awesome. So basically, again, you cannot rush the process, and that's what I love about, again, surrendering. And what we don't want to do is move. And when we talk about authentically, flow authentically, a lot of times we look at authenticity as, you be real, you say what you got to say, and all of those things. But really, that's from coming from a place of being wounded
Mhm.
versus being healed.
That's right.
When you're healed, you don't want to be mean, and you get to, watch your emotions. You get to be kind. You get to do those things versus showing out.
Mhm.
We call that authenticity. But really and truly, authenticity is not walking from a place of woundedness. It's walking from a place of healing. And so that can take a minute, and we allow that moment to actually happen. Um, so being able to communicate, uh, about it, being able to look at those things that may cause you to be uncomfortable. Because one of the questions, I think that's one of the things you asked was, you know, when did you become fearless? Or what was the thing that it's when
Right.
I decided to heal.
You got to make a decision.
And you got to make a decision, because now I got to look at things that I didn't really want to look at before,
You're
right? I
forced to.
gotta I gotta look at maybe some things in my childhood that I didn't want to look at. Um, I mean, me myself, I watched my mother get shot and killed. I was raised by my grandmother.
Jesus.
I got pregnant in high school. Um, then when I got married, I didn't even know how do I be a wife, right? I had questions that I needed answers to. Um, and so going through that process of wanting to be the wife that I was pretty much called to be, the mother, the granddaughter, the sister, required me surrendering to um, not living from my past, but being okay to look for something new, change my way of thinking, change how I saw things. Um, it just becomes a whole process, and that's the thing that brought me peace, because so many times we are living from, again, yesterday, all the
Hmm.
things from yesterday
Yes,
that
yes.
I can't even function well. I can't
Hmm.
even hold a good conversation, or
Yeah.
I'm too busy looking at other people and what they're doing.
And
And
that
so
brings on trauma itself. That
That's
keeps having you
trauma.
revisit that
that
trauma.
is
It's like
okay.
quit looking
That
through the
is
rearview
trauma.
mirror. Let's keep driving forward. So yeah,
So let me ask you
absolutely.
this right here, Vannessa. When when we say we got to give ourselves permission, does that also means that we have to call the demon what it is? The we have, like they say, okay, let's talk about 12 step process,
Hmm.
um, alcoholic from the basis, and most model that model works simply
Hmm.
because the first thing you have to admit is what you really are. So
Exactly.
what are we admitting to who we are when we have so many divisions about ourselves and so much forced upon us in our life? Where do you find self at to call it what it is, then turn around and give, once you find potentially who you are, to give yourself permission to walk out? I mean,
Well, my journey started um, in the scriptures. I,
yeah.
because I did have um, some models, and I had my aunt Pearl, who um, basically told me I could do anything, be anything. We always need an aunt Pearl. Um, but when I started reading and studying, I was like, my life don't look like this.
Mm,
It gave me it created a standard for me. It created for me, like, even when I thought about being a wife, and when I saw that, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And so I decided to do the things, you know, um, honor and respect of my husband. What does that actually look like? We read it, but we don't even know what it is to honor and
mm,
to respect.
that's good.
Um, so when it taught, I mean, I remember a time when I was, being still praying for my son, and I just remember um, the, loving him. And what did that look like? And all of a sudden, it came to me that I was keeping score. I was keeping count of all of
Mm,
his wrongs.
Oh, wow.
And so
mm,
I had to apologize to him. He was probably 14 or 15 years old. But having that something to create a standard for me
Hmm.
as to
Hmm.
what I wanted to look like and wanted to become.
mhm.
Um, Now, mind you, got to do it.
Got to do that work you were talking
You
about. So
got,
got to do that work.
don't
Hey,
just
my
read
wife
it.
says all the time, I put in the work. I put
Hmm.
in the work.
Put in the
If you ain't
work.
put in
Yes.
the work, you can't claim it.
And you can't expect it to happen overnight because it took you so many
Make me
years to
come
get
through
to
the
where you
screen.
are. right?
Yeah, you can't claim it if you ain't put in the work, because
No.
as I always say, you're placating. So placating is just my word, but it's a Sidney ism, as my wife would say. But it's meaning that you didn't really put you
Yes.
didn't you don't have those markers of enduring sweat, pain, and tears in the quiet in the midnight hour, late in the midnight hour. They
Right.
don't know what you went through, but you have to know what you went through. And if
You
you ain't going through nothing to get through your glory, then we can't. You don't really have nothing to talk about. You're gonna sound like the rest of everybody else.
you're gonna correct and correct. And so I love to read, and I love to read, which is a lot of information, but it doesn't become wisdom until you actually experience and do
It's
the
the
thing.
practice of it.
You
It's
That's
the
right.
practice.
Implementate it. Got to
it's
implement it.
it's practice. It's doing the thing over and over again consistently.
Like on the job training, right? You say put the work in. You're okay. You just now starting. You're on the job training.
You're
But you got
on
to
the
keep
job
doing it. Yes.
training. And so
You're
I
always an
think
apprentice in some sort of level. You stay
right.
apprentice minded,
Uh-huh.
because if you don't have
Always
the
learning.
humility of being an apprentice,
Yeah.
then you can never be the master. You got to have that humility,
Yes.
So
You have
wow,
to, and I think that's the whole the thing is that I am a forever student. I love learning. I love um wanting to, take it to what's the next level? What's the
Right.
next level?
So speaking of that next level, so we talk about meditation. We talked
Hmm.
about breathing. We hadn't got to the meditation yet. We talked about breathing, and we tapped on a little bit of yoga. Oh my gosh, I did
Uh-huh.
yoga once and ended up in the chiropractor for 6 months. I was like, oh, I ain't
Oh,
doing that no more.
tell the truth,
The
tell the truth,
overachiever,
straight
the
devil.
overachiever that I was just like, oh,
Look,
I could do this.
I
I
was
can't
doing
do
my
that.
bending and
Woo!
whatnot, and
That ain't
and
it.
this is the thing too about yoga is and what I love about yoga and what I share is that when you're on your mat, that's your mat. See, a lot of times we get caught up by looking at everybody else and how they touching their
mm,
toes.
Mm-hmm.
And really and truly the humility is when you can go as far as you can go without, feeling any pain and not being concerned with what they're doing over there. So I don't have to touch my toes to create
that's good.
some stretch. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's really staying on your mat and staying within your
Staying
range.
on your mat. I could run with that right there, Vannessa.
Mm-hmm.
Stay
Staying
on
in
your
your
mat.
mat, your lane, on your mat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And because really and truly when you're doing yoga, you don't have time to look at other people. You're so focused on alignment. And I think sometimes when we try to do it on our own, we get out of alignment. That's where the hurt comes in and the pain comes in.
And so when it comes to, well, let me ask you, what is the benefit of yoga?
Oh, the benefits of yoga. There's so much. Um, so first of all, yoga is oneness, yoking, mind, body, and spirit together. It intertwines. We do hatha yoga, which is breath and movement, flows together. Normally, when you're inhaling, you're expanding, and when you exhale, you're contracting. And we talk about that. So just the fluidity of the energy and the breath that goes throughout the body is creating healing. The ability to stretch and be limber, that's, the physical aspect of it, because you want to be able to get up and down as you get older. So then just the mental aspect of it. Again, the concentration that you achieve when you are in a particular pose, or even if you're just being still in mountain pose. People think, mountain pose is just you're standing there with your arms, down. But there's engagement happening. Again, you're still, but engagement is happening in your calves, your thighs, your core, your shoulders are relaxed. And then there's a spot, that energy or that oxygen that goes through from the crown of your head all the way down to your spine. It just it also helps with aging. So because
Oh,
the
that's
blood
good.
flow.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I mean,
blood
so it's
flow in there.
so it is overall it's just good for you.
And so, is it something that I guess all ages could do yoga, from the newborns to
Oh,
all the way to the
yeah.
like they
And
say,
so,
cradle to the grave.
so the babies are doing yoga and they don't even know they're doing yoga because
Uh huh.
we have the baby pose, we have child pose, we have we have all these different poses that the babies that we got from the babies.
Ah, okay,
That
okay.
brings on the relaxation of the nervous system.
Huh.
And so all ages, you can do chair yoga. You don't have to, when my grandmother was here, I tried to do some chair yoga with her, and she did it for a little while, and then she said, "Baby, this." Mm-mm. I
Mm,
like, yeah, I rather
mm-mm.
move a little bit. It was somewhat too slow for her,
Uh-huh.
but she tried it and she did it. But it's just good for all
Wow.
ages.
Now, is there a time limit that you should put on yoga? So I'm at work and I'm stressed and there's so much going on. I'm gonna go breathe, but I want to. Is there just certain poses that I can do? Can I do it for like a 5 minutes, or is it something that I need to really
Death
have a real
side, like
structured? Yeah.
a death side workout, a death side
Yes.
She,
yoga.
So, so I mean, see, so we're looking at the practical side of yoga or the physical side of yoga, whereas again, breathing is yoga. The breath
oh.
work is yoga. So even if you sit in your chair and you
We
lengthen
can
your
right now.
spine and your feet are flush to the ground, you're being grounded and
Mm,
placing those hands in your lap and just
mhm,
taking a moment and you shut your eyes down and you relax yourself and you simply breathe. But if you do need some movement, you can hands overhead, you can just bring those hands over the head,
mm.
bring them back down to the side as you exhale, and then you can inhale again, hands overhead, and as you exhale you can twist to your right. Uh-huh. And you can hold on to that chair, you can breathe here for a couple of breaths. And then you can inhale, bring those arms back to the center. Exhale to the left. Bring those hands down. Breathe here for a couple of breaths. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale those arms up to the center and then bring them back down. Just that right there.
Wow.
Just that right there can just
Hmm.
create some relaxation, movement in the spine, in the stomach area. Um, yeah.
Mm. That was nice.
It was, wasn't
That was
it?
real
That's
nice.
a little yoga in.
Yep. It don't take much.
Got a little
Don't take
Yeah.
something.
much.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So, what actually got you into yoga? I know you were visiting your girlfriends, and so what were you doing there? And then, how did you get into? Oh, yoga's my thing.
Well, um, I have always been someone who worked out for the most part, but I would do like high intensity workouts. And I just thought maybe I needed to slow it down. So I slowed it down to Pilates, and then I decided to do yoga. Um,
Did you
and
fall in love with yoga when you did it? You're like, oh man, I love this. Or did it
no.
take you a while to get okay?
And when
I
I
said
say
no.
no, because um, when you're constantly moving and you slow down, again, that has to become a new normal for me. So I had to really, ease into that part of it, of slowing down because I'm so used to getting it done, working out and like feeling all the things. So slowing down took a moment, but at some point I, in studying yoga and becoming an instructor, I realized the benefits of it, and I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and the downward facing dogs, and allowing that blood to rush, down to your head or through your skin or whatever. Again, it it's if you want something to take the age off, that in and of itself
Just the
can do
downward
it.
dog?
Downward dog,
Oh, I'm gonna be doing some
you
downward
know,
dog today.
I think I done that
the
before.
forward fold, the forward fold. So, just again, movement
Movement.
is
Yeah.
so important. We do this thing called in flow. We do it every quarter. It's called 21 day mind body spirit detox, and it's where we um, the mind, where we meditate, the body, we look at movement, and of course the spirit, bringing all of that together. But we want to incorporate all those things together, and nutrition. So we do 21 days where we wake up, we meet on Zoom at 5 a.m. for 30 minutes. We do yoga, we do meditation, um, and we do breath work. Um, and then at the end, we set our intentions or whatever for the day. And then we move and we practice these things throughout the day because, again, awareness, being aware, being present, and understanding. Some people don't even pay attention to how they speak, they don't pay attention to how they move, or what people are saying to them or how they respond. So we're taking this stuff off the mat into our world every
Mm.
day. So that's
Sign
what
me
yoga
up.
does.
Sign me up. I want to do
Join
the
us,
challenge.
Vannessa.
I
Join
do. I
us.
am. I want to. I love challenges, and
Yes.
I love the always the self help, the self improvement. As we get older, I
Yes.
love it, and
Yeah.
then I think as we get older too, we're more in tune with ourselves and our bodies, and we're like, this is. I know my mother used to always used to tell me, keep living. She said every time I have a
That's
birthday, I have another ache, and I have another keep living. It's like,
that's what my grandmother say.
okay,
Keep
yeah,
living, baby.
yeah. It's like okay.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
plan on
something.
doing that.
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something that I experienced just being abroad, specifically in Africa. Whereas we have people in, right now, if you get on the ground right now, most Americans in our communities at our ages find it difficult to even get off the ground, right? Much less worry about falling. But
Correct.
literally, when I was in my experience in Africa, most of the elders, and my wife would tell you because she was astounded by that. We had people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. She said it was nothing. They get down and get up, get down and get
Mhm,
up, moving around like it was a teenager. And I literally
Mhm.
saw a lady across me, and she was every bit of 7 years old, climb up the tree to get the goat out of the tree. I can't make that up,
Mhm.
guys. I was
mhm.
in Gambia and I was looking across. So, I say that because yoga gives you that ability to start
Yes.
harmonizing with get up, get down, the flexology, or what we call the
Yes.
gorilla
The strength.
stretching antics, the strength. So, strength development, flexology. If
Mm.
you combine that inside the yoga, if you will, I see the need and the purpose for it. And
Yes.
that is something that I do recommend for many, if not all people. And I myself, I did yoga maybe 2 or 3 times. The most I've ever did it when I was in Africa because the people I was dealing with was yoga masters. But
Mhm.
that's something they self sought after and went to India
Mhm.
to really learn it. But
Mhm.
just for the mechanics of it all,
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
good for you.
So is
more
flow
about
just
that, Vannessa. More about
yeah?
that. I'm
I'm
telling you.
telling you. So is flow for males and females, or it's really just for women?
Well, we have incorporated men into our
Come on, Sydney. Don't be. Come on, Sydney. You talking about?
community,
Go ahead,
and
Vanessa.
I
Join. Come
look.
on.
I told Kathy, first thing came to my mind to put her on the plane.
Put her
She
on the
has every
plane.
reason. She
What's up
has
with
every
that?
reason to be down in Georgia. But now I'm thinking like, the population that we're dealing with in Georgia is starting to kind of expand a little bit between Montgomery, Alabama, and Georgia. I'm like,
oh
we
my
might be on that
God.
plane as well. So I'm telling
Hmm.
you, this is
Vanessa,
for
put on the
men now.
event, and we come on down there,
I'm
Vanessa, and
telling
we
you,
all
and
do.
I was just telling Vanessa, and okay, so let me answer this first. So, Jay and I, we we did a couples retreat
Hmm.
back in February. And so it was amazing. We had about 12, 14 couples. And
Wow, that's good.
right. And for the men to show up the way they did, and I mean, we had an amazing time. We all laughed, we all
Oh,
cried, we all conversated. We left there. I mean, marriages back intact, or just being
Wow,
able to communicate some
we need
things that
more of that for sure.
Oh my goodness. And so
Absolutely.
years ago, I taught this Excellent Wife Bible study for probably about 20 years. It's simply because I wanted to be a better wife. I wanted to, be a better wife. And so we just basically, Jay and I, um, decided she loves marriage, she loves couples, and so we just kind of incorporated that, and it's something that we'll be doing every year. It's an annual thing now that we will bring to
They
the
sign us up.
so.
You know, the Johnsons will be there.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes, the DR, I want to say February or March time frame. We're
Okay.
s- um, solidifying the date.
Oh, did you say
Okay.
DR is in Dominican Republic?
Dominican Republic, yes.
So let me stop you right there. I'm telling you,
Hey,
me and
Kathy.
Kathy have run some free tickets. We was at a cruise thing that we was going to kind of get our certifications some years ago, and I actually won and pulled the ticket for a DI transition. I mean, to be able to go there, and
Mm.
that's all she talked about anyway was going. But we never made it out that way
Oh,
because we
you
did
gotta
the
come.
California thing and whatnot. But no excuses next time. You talking about
No
DR
excuses.
and what flow?
And with
Hey,
Flo.
let me
Let's
call her
go.
right
Let's
now,
go.
girl. We might be out.
I know Kathy's on the line. What do you mean tell her let's go?
Hey,
She's here.
hey,
Hey, girl.
Hey, Kathy.
hey,
We'll see you. We'll
girl, we
see you.
out.
That's right. That's right. That's
So
right.
yes.
That's
So
right.
yeah.
We there. Me and my husband, we're on it too. Let's go.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
go.
Let's
you
We
do
were
told
the
me
talking
darn
last
today. We
thing.
need a
time.
vacation. We were just talking about how he was looking up some stuff. We know we'll be in February.
Yeah,
Hey,
that'd be
that's my miracle man.
wonderful.
Okay, that's my
Yes.
miracle man right there.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
He
We
has a
we
story.
would
Story.
He
love
has a story.
to.
We can get that story out of him. He has a story.
Oh, so yeah, and and like that was what was so amazing is to see how the men came together, and uh your friend Michael Mitchell
Yes.
facilitated that.
What?
He and Derek, and it was, when I tell you, you can probably see some of the testimonies from the retreat in February. It was amazing. It was amazing. So.
Let's go. Let's go. And
Mhm.
get some of that mental health in there. That
Yes,
physical, mental, emotional, everything
all of
going
that.
on.
We all did. The men did yoga. I mean, we did all the things. Uh, Cooked, did all the stuff. So
Okay. I'm looking to go back there and get some of that fresh fruit off the trees that we can't get here.
right.
You could just,
Yes.
and you know what's really funny? This is just a little side thing here because I'm originally from California. You get all these fruits. You can grow this fruit, put a tree in the back, put a plum seed in the backyard. Next thing you know, you got a plum tree. I moved out here to Georgia, cannot find a piece of fruit. And I'm like, they call this a peach state. I have not seen a peach tree.
Well, you know
I'm
what?
like, where's all the
Um,
fruit?
Now, Jeanette, her listen. I went over to her mom's, and I go outside. They're pears. I
What?
can just pull a pear.
Get
She
out of
got
here.
pomegranates. She has peaches. She has grapevines, grapes coming up the. I mean,
I got a
she.
lot of that stuff going in my backyard. Well, no, I don't have a lot of the plants in my backyard. Ain't growing nothing. Where is she? I'm gonna have to go to her house. I'm at the meet Jeanette because I'm gonna have to go to
I'm.
mom's and
I was
get
trying
some
to
of that
get there
fresh
this
fruit.
week to relax.
Mm, mm, mm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. This is wonderful. So other than so tell us about a little bit about. So you do the Saturdays,
Hmm.
okay, and then you do some retreat. You do yoga. What else do you offer? Because somebody told me something about you doing something in a pool. People come relax and sound baths, and I don't know all kinds
Yes.
of good stuff. So I was like, what? I got my bags packed for that too.
So we actually have that event tomorrow. It's called Flow Floats Align, where we do a little bit of yoga
Hello,
prior
hello,
to,
hello.
and
Sorry about that. My speaker went out. I mean, my.
we do a little bit of yoga. We have a little bit of soul searching conversation slightly. Then we go into the pool. And when I tell you, and Jay, she does the sound healing, and you're just floating, and it's over into the night, and I think there's a full moon this
Oh,
tomorrow,
that's right.
today, tomorrow, and you can just, when I tell you, they do not want to get out the pool.
Right.
It's very relaxing.
Do you need to learn? Do you need to know how to swim when you get in the pool, or do
No,
we have
ma'am, because
floaty
you
zone?
don't. Well, you don't even touch the water. You're
Oh,
getting on the float.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and you have a nice little blanket, a pillow.
Oh my gosh.
where your eyes are closed. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to be anywhere. You just simply be.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so we can, for the people who can't make it tomorrow, because some of us might not hear this, but tomorrow is tomorrow. But is there always on your website? Then go to your website and always
Yes, you can
find out
go
where it is.
to yes, you can go to flowauthentically, .com, and you could see what we have on our calendar. The next event, we are going to have another one. I think it's the end of September. That'll be our very last one. But you can definitely go to our Instagram page, which is flow
Let's post it up
authentically,
under the post on Facebook, guys. So just go ahead and hit her up.
Okay.
where you can see most of our events, everything that's going on. We have a flow circle community, and that flow circle community allows us to communicate. Whenever you get to do the 21-day mind, body, spirit detoxes, you get to come on to the Soul Searching Saturday conversations. Whatever we're reading or discussing at the time, there are playbacks that allows you to go and hear it again. So just having access to the community, being connected to other women, again, like-minded women who are all about growth is, I think, is important because connection is healing.
Okay. You said
Awesome.
flowauthentically.com. Okay, I put that up there. So if anybody wants to go and they're just watching the video and they can't get to the Facebook, flowauthentically.com.
Hmm.
And same thing on Instagram. If you go to @Flow Authentically,
Yes.
you're gonna find the super team of Vannessa and Jeanette. This is
Yes.
incredible.
Hmm.
I would
Yes.
love to hear more about how Mike was leading everything.
He did an amazing job.
I'm sure he did.
He shows out for the most part, but then he
Okay.
shows up when it's really important.
Yeah. Hey, that's his plight in life right there to make sure.
Yes. Yes.
He was taught very well.
He was. I have a great husband.
This is all. So I have blanked out for a little bit for whatever reason. The internet went out, and I was able to get back inside there.
Oh,
So,
what you doing,
Oh, we didn't
Vannessa?
lose you. Well, I have a little cards because we asked you questions
uh-oh.
that that's we know you know. When we know these. And I have little dare cards.
Okay.
And so as I shuffle them, I want you to tell me to stop, Miss Vannessa. And then when I stop the last card that's on the deck here, that's the card. That's the question you got to answer.
Okay.
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 So
Uh,
did you just let me know when you want me to
stop.
stop? Okay, so this is the one I would have stopped at. And your question is, you're not gonna believe
Oh,
this question.
oh
When was
no.
the time that you completely lost it?
That is
That is
crazy.
hilarious.
Do we
That's
need to do
hilarious.
another one?
That is funny because the reason why
That's
we're
the
laughing,
inside joke,
everybody,
guys.
was because I was telling her earlier that this is what we do. 'Cause I don't want to just surprise people that I'm doing it, and so I just started doing it, and I pulled this card, and we just laughed about this card, but and talked about it. But now it comes back up again, so it is meant for her to answer this card because it's twice.
And what I said is, there was not just one time. I don't think there's just one time. And I think Sidney said, well, you would not have lived, or if it only had been one time.
That's right.
Um, oh my goodness. Um,
Mm,
let me
mm.
see. Okay, one time where I lost it. Hmm.
She's so
I'm gonna
calm, full of yoga and peaceful. She can't even think of nothing. She got to go back
I
years.
I am going back.
Hmm.
I am going
It
back
works.
years.
Hmm.
Um, I lost it um when let me see.
That's a good. That
Um,
just lets you know that what she's doing is good. So everybody, if you could think just like that when you lost it, make sure you look up Flow Authentically.
Make sure because if that's where you at, it's been a minute, and that's good.
it has been a minute, and I'm going back. I was going back to my oldest son. Uh, you know, kids. Brandon is my oldest son, and he died at the age of 29.
Mm.
Um, that was a moment that was really unreal for me. Um, and so
Mm.
I would say um, that moment.
Yeah.
Um,
That's it.
that was like
That's good.
2000.
That's real vulnerable.
That
Mm-hmm.
was like 2017.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't
Mm.
think I really don't wish that on anybody.
Right.
Um, to lose a child.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thank you
So
for being honest and vulnerable and open and
yeah. And then I can think
yeah.
of some other times where I lost it with him. you know,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Look, she had it all
he
wiping
was
her eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um
And you had
lots
the
of lessons.
tools because we know
Lots
that
of
that's
lessons.
part of life. Yeah, that's part of life, unfortunately. But you have the tools
Mm.
Yes.
and to be able to go through it because
Yeah.
we all going to go through it one day, right? And
Right.
so we need those tools to be able to have the resources to just breathe and work through it. So
And I
do
don't
you think
think
that helped a lot with you going with who you are?
oh my goodness, because most people probably wouldn't even have known or thought that I did, because of how I went through. I think there was a preparation process, if that even makes sense, because a lot of times we can say we have something
Mm.
until the thing happens.
Mhm.
Till the thing happens.
Until the thing happens,
Yeah.
and so that's really when you're you're tested. That's really when you see what's really there at the core. And so I was very grateful. At the time, it was me wanting God to be my stronghold.
Mm.
Um, my my help, my everything. And so um, that allowed me some strength to
Mhm.
um, to endure that and to think about all the lessons that he taught me, all the goodness that he brought me, all the love. And he was funny, he was intelligent, and so I could just I just think of all the um, again the great moments that I shared with my son again, and the lessons that he taught me. Again, forgiveness. He taught me forgiveness. He taught me um, how to love in a way that again, that doesn't keep count, doesn't keep
Mhm.
score. um, so yeah.
And I believe that we all are sent down to earth for so many different reasons.
Hmm.
And that listening to you, it made me think that your son was sent down here specifically to teach you those lessons.
Oh, I
He's like, I'm
agree,
going to come
Vannessa.
down, teach you those
I
lessons,
agree.
right?
I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree. I
yeah.
agree.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. And
Wow,
so, Vanessa,
that's
oh,
powerful.
go
So
ahead. Mm-hmm. Yes.
just
Vanessa, is
saying
there
that's
any?
very sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was leading off by saying that was very impactful because Vannessa, I remember the day when I got the phone call about what took place.
Yeah.
Our close friend and family member, Lawrence West, called me.
Yes,
I
I
remember
remember.
that day very distinctly because I had my granddaughter with me at the time, and I was looking at her because she was asking me to fix her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She was wondering why I felt so weak, and I wasn't present with
Mm,
her. I had to wake myself up
hmm.
literally to serve her at the moment, and she was only 4 years old at the time. So
Yeah.
um, my heart's with you, you, Mike, and the family, and I didn't know him personally, but to know that I know somebody who lost a child
Hmm.
had had shook me to my core.
Right.
And it was even hurting when Larry called me. You could tell he was trying to inform, but you could tell he was hurt by the moment of what was taking place. Just the whole thing. So
Yeah.
we love you for your
Yeah.
vulnerability. We thank you for
Oh,
opening up,
mhm.
because, and I'm a crybaby.
Oh,
I know Sydney over here crying. Look at him. He over here
I,
crying.
I'm,
listen, child.
I'm
That's
This
okay.
still,
we
Yeah.
do this too on so
Yes.
such and
That's why he
listen,
goes. Sydney's gonna be there. Kathy, we make sure Sydney's there. I know. Are you still on here, Kathy? And make sure Sydney is there. Don't have him send you. He needs to come too.
So yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm coming to flow.
Okay,
We,
we come in the
that,
flow. I'm
that,
telling you, at the
that's
end
the
of September.
destination now.
That
Yes.
is. Yes.
Thank you.
I was saying I was coming to California to connect up with you, Sydney, but you're gonna be in Georgia first.
I'm telling you, now we can do the flow over here in the Napa Valley, or
Oh, please, we'd
truthfully,
Oh, yeah.
love to come.
matter of fact, I'll tell you what's right here, right where I'm at right now, right across the street. Um, we have facilities. I mean, and I've
Mhm.
seen a lot of people come and do stuff in the facilities that we have, stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what part of the yoga. They had massive amount of people inside there at one time. And Trevor Parham owns a spot called Oak Stop, and we're gonna bring him on one day as well. And
Hmm.
Oak Stop now went from pre-pandemic to a couple of buildings to now. He practically have quite a few inside the city, but he has art space, and in that art space is just open floors that is
Oh yeah.
wooden that we can facilitate stuff in.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah. Bring
know,
Flo to California. We'll
That's
come.
right.
well,
That's right.
well,
We
come
do
on
track.
now.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
well, okay. So that
Yes.
sounds like a date, and I get with
Yes.
the
Yes,
wife, and
sir.
we start
Yes.
figuring that piece out, what that even framework look like.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
So Vanessa,
And
is there something that you would love if you had, one last thing to tell people about yoga,
Mm.
about you? What is our flow? What is it that you would like to tell people and let them
Um.
to know?
Hmm. Uh, I, you know, I just believe that we as, women and men, we want to be seen and we want to be heard.
mm,
And I think there's something powerful about being in a community and realizing I'm not the only one.
mhm.
Um, when women can come together without judgment, where we can be seen, heard, supported, and sometimes challenged, um, it creates hope.
It creates hope.
It
Mm-hmm.
creates hope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some healing happens in solitude, but some healing happens in relationships. Um, so sometimes another woman reminds you of your strength and when you've temporarily forgotten it yourself. So, um, flow is all of that. Faith, love, oneness, wellness. Um, we are willing to do the journey with you, basically, because that's the journey we're on.
Hey, I'm trying to. Hold on. Did I?
No, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Did I put another screen on here?
Something happened. I thought maybe it was about to post something. I
I
didn't
was
want to
trying
touch
to. I was no, wasn't trying to post anything. Hold on. Let me go back. My bad. I'm sorry.
it.
I'm
There we
There
sorry.
we go.
there we
I was
are.
trying. I was trying. I was
We
back
still
behind the scene.
learning.
I was behind the scene playing with something. I didn't think it was gonna flip us off.
Hmm.
Okay, Vanessa. I didn't mean to flip us off like that,
Mm-mm.
but
So,
yes.
so,
Uh-huh.
uh, where's the puppy at?
Appa, oh, he would love to be up in here right now.
I
Believe me,
believe that. Yep. Did you kick him out the room for the interview?
I did, and his daddy. I sure did.
Oh
Yes.
Lord, Vanessa got her own little poochies over that way too. She be kicking them out the
Yes.
room.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. So
Um.
Vanessa, I thank you so much for being here. We have held you much longer than we usually do. And I hate to keep holding, but this is a good conversation. This is so
This
needed.
is
I
powerful.
love the health and wellness. But let me ask you one more question because I did mess up the last scene a little bit. But let me
Okay.
ask you one more question because one thing we did, there's so much to unpack when we talk about health and wellness. When we talk
Yes.
about yoga and your body, you mentioned something also about eating.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eating. Well, food is our energy. It's what fuels us. And it's a part of that wholeness, um, mind, body, and spirit. And so, as a holistic nutritionist, that
Oh, you're a
is,
holistic nutritionist too? Oh Lord,
yes.
she's the whole package. Everybody, I'm telling you,
See the whole package.
get flow authentically, and I'm not just pumping smoke. I will be there tomorrow
I'm
morning at
telling
6 o'clock.
Okay. So,
Tomorrow is
and
Saturday. I will
and
be there.
wonderful. We're talking about self-esteem. Um, the six pillars of self-esteem is so good. Just when you
Okay.
thought you think you know all the things, you don't. But anyway, so that's that. So, but yeah, food
All my
is
nonprofits out there, get online. All you guys is talking
yeah.
about running a nonprofit, talking about starting one. You need to have self esteem because I'm telling you, this field will beat you down. You got to step
Yes.
out there strong because it's hard. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's so rewarding. And but you need that self esteem to get out there. So I'm telling. What else you teaching about? Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So that's definitely where we are. On Soul Searching Saturday Conversations
Oh,
is talking about the six pillars of self-esteem. And
okay.
again, when we think that we've kind of covered most things,
Hmm.
we have not.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this is really peeling back some layers and making you understand that without any self-worth,
Hmm.
um, there is no self-esteem.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay.
instead of just quoting or affirming I am worthy, it's so much bigger than that.
Hmm.
It's so much bigger than that. It's, literally understanding your value. And that's
understanding your value.
where your that's where your confidence comes from. That's where um, again, the self-esteem shows up. It comes from the worth. And your behavior lets you know whether you are or not. So,
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make
So
sure
for the
make sure I get
person
that.
sitting out there right now, for the person sitting out there for right now, or will probably see this later on,
mhm.
who's just been living in an isolated fear of not walking themselves out,
Well,
what do you have for them?
um,
The least initial motivation to say I am worthy, and I can.
um, one of the things I think that was kind of part of that the question you said, um, the completing the sentence. I became fearless when, um,
Mm,
and um, I became fearless when I decided to heal. And fearless doesn't mean that I stopped experiencing fear. Actually, I actually believe courage requires fear. Courage is
That's good.
recognizing the fear and choosing to move anyway. So I just want you to, even though you may feel that, um, because healing requires you to look at parts of your life where it may have been uncomfortable. It requires you to question things that had become familiar, even when familiarity wasn't healthy. Um, so for me, it required me to um, have courage to choose something different. So I just want you to choose something different. And honestly, Fearless Friday is a part of that for me because, yesterday, I mean, it was like, oh, I don't, I could have easily said no. I could have easily said no. Um, However, I did it anyway because it was bigger than me. And so healing is so much bigger
Wow.
than you. It's for
well, we're
it's for
thankful
those
that
that
you
are
did.
around you.
Oh, we're so excited about it, and we thank you.
Yes.
I mean, this is really touched, obviously not just us, but I'm sure many other people that's even taking the time. Even walking out and doing the podcast that we just off the whim did,
I
um,
know.
took a lot because I was thinking so many different things. Like, and then something that says go, because you have to go through the curve of learning and becoming regardless. Walk out your old space and walk into the new space. Stretch it out.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. I really need that link for tomorrow.
Oh, and I will send it to you. I will send it to you.
Put it in,
I will
put it
send
in
it.
the comments on Facebook when you get a chance, so everybody can have that link.
She got to
Yeah,
make sure
we
she has enough room on. You got to make sure she has enough capacity on wherever she's putting it on. She's gonna get a flood of people. Oh, every time you turn around, somebody's gonna be signing up for her Saturdays. I will be there.
Okay, we look
Yeah,
forward to it. This was so
absolutely.
amazing. Thank you guys
Yes.
for having me. I'm
Thank
and we
you.
appreciate the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I jumped on board. I was just so ecstatic, and especially Vannessa as well. And we thank God for you. We thank you for giving us your time. I thank your husband, Mike, for even allowing the space to communicate with you about, allowing to come on and everything. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, definitely. So, hey, I'm a Flow fan. What can I
Yes.
tell you?
Hey, thank you.
Let's. Oh, let me go through this real quick before we go. Let's see. Kathy, Denise Mitchell, my brother's amazing. Vanessa too.
Oh, wow.
That's from
Okay.
Denise. Okay, Denise.
That's her sister-in-law.
That's
Yay.
Myra.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Yeah,
So
that's
she,
Myra.
Myra.
she
That's
said
right.
she loves you.
I love
So
her.
we all love Vanessa now. She about to change our lives.
Thank
Can you
y'all
imagine
so
Yeah,
my
girl.
much.
You on it.
self-esteem
I
on
ain't gonna lie.
steroids? Gonna give me some more self-esteem tomorrow.
Oh,
With the
We
six
all need a
absolutely.
pillars.
little bit more.
I always could use a little bit more. So
Yes.
thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for
Yeah,
enjoying us
thank you.
on Fearless Friday,
Thank
Hidden Battles. If you have a
Fearless
hidden battle
Friday.
that you want to talk about, come on in. I mean, and
We're
it could
here
be
for you.
something small. We're here.
Hmm.
Okay.
There is nothing small in our
Nothing
lives.
small in
Everything
your
we are.
lives. That's right.
Yeah.
And let me get my last little picture. And y'all know I got to do my last little picture. So for those of you
Pick
who
up
know
that
you came
phone.
down from this earth to do something, and you just keep putting your calling on mute because you know your purpose is calling you. Are you putting your calling on mute? Do not disturb. Are you
Mm.
telling your creator that I don't have time for this right now to do what I was set
Mm.
down here to do on this earth? So if
Mm.
your calling is to help others and you're thinking about starting a nonprofit, I am here, Vanessa Lindsey with the Nonprofit Transformers, to help you take your
That's
passion and
right.
your purpose and to do what you came here to do. And if you've passed that, you've got your nonprofit, but you're like, you know what, I still need some more help.
Mm.
I need my website. I need some help with AI. That's where our partner Sidney comes in with Viva Life.
Hey,
Sidney, you want to tell
if
them a
you
little
need
bit
some
about
tech,
what you're gonna
I'm
offer them?
Yeah, I can go ahead and take care of your whole ecosystem. I can install bots, but look, I do rapid build out, but I make sure that everything is built. I don't have no templates. Everything I build it from scratch based upon your own specific brand DNA. So this
Your
is what we
calling.
offer and your calling, and that's why I'll absorb it all, and then we'll see what your output is. So
Yes.
I'm here. Vanessa's here, and Vannessa from the Flow and Jeanette from the
Yes.
Flow is here
Yes.
authentically. We
Yes.
thank you.
Thank
Join
God
you.
us.
bless.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.